What is going on, guys? Welcome back, CH family, to another program. Today, we're going to be talking about exactly how to rewrite our inner story. So, how to change the truths that we live by to get the exact health, body, and life we want. And I promise you, when we do this inner work, everything will be a massive ripple effect to you. Here's an example on the opposite side. Have you ever had an experience in your life where it literally impacted every other area of your life? It can be an example of, let's say, when you're younger as a child and you got bitten by a dog, and now to this day, you're still scared of dogs. Now, what I mean by the truths we live by is that to you personally, you have a belief that dogs are scary and bad because of that one traumatic experience that shaped your entire programming moving forward. Is that the real truth? No, not all dogs are bad. Many dogs are nice, right? But that is your truth, and that is the program that you're living by. So it impacts all those other areas of your life. You'll avoid certain places. You'll never get a pet dog. And you probably won't go to my parents' house because they have like 5+ dogs there too. So that is what I mean. It could be another example, for example, is let's say you've gone through a divorce in your life and now you're an alcoholic, and that is a story you live by. You don't know what happened to me in my past, and this is what happened. And that's why I am the way I am. Okay, that is true to you. But I'm sure there's someone else who's gone through the same exact experience who is now living a completely different life than you, right? Because they're living by a different truth. The story goes there's two kids who grew up with an alcoholic father. One became an alcoholic just like his father, the other one became a massive success and completely sober. What was the difference? They asked the kids, okay, why are you the way you are? Same response, because my father was an alcoholic. Yet two complete different lives came out of that. How? Because the story that they're playing in their minds, the way they perceived that situation, and how they took that moving forward in their lives. So today, my intention is to give you so much empowerment, so much power over yourself, your reality, to really help you shift that in your mind that it doesn't matter how stuck you are, if you're depressed, if you have constant anxiety, if your health is really taking a toll on you, or maybe you have zero confidence in your life right now, and you're living in this life that is just not serving you, that's not fulfilling. My intention today is to help you make a good shift to get out of that. Okay. And if it does, if this helps you, make sure you like, subscribe, follow on the podcast, wherever you're coming from on YouTube, podcast, wherever it may be. Okay. So let's dive in here. So let me give you a little story. Okay. When I was, okay, long story short, many of you don't know this, but I used to have very bad trust issues from past experiences in my life. Okay. People have showed me in my past that I can't trust people. That was my experience. Okay, getting lied to, right from my face, all these experiences. So I was living in a program, and this affected multiple relationships in my life, family, whatever it may be, moving forward because of this programming. But in my perspective, in my view, in my life, I believe that you can't trust people. No matter how close they are, people can cheat you. They can lie to you, and you can't catch it. And I thought, well, I'm kind of smart. Like I thought I would be able to catch it when people do me wrong, but I didn't. And it shifted. So, mind you, this is how we make massive impacts in our lives and shifts in our lives is when traumatic or crazy experiences happen like this that really kind of shift your entire reality, where you question everything like, whoa, this is what's going on. So, this experience happened to me and it completely shifted the way I saw people. And I had trust issues moving forward. I had walls up around my heart and it shaped the way I was living my life because now I was living in a program where all I was looking for in all my relationships and all the people I had relationships with and friends, that's family, everything, I would be looking for dishonesty. I would be looking for patterns where people might cheat me, where they might lie to me, where they might do me wrong. That's the way I was perceiving things. So that's all I was looking for. So even though that something might have happened and it might have been completely the opposite, the way I perceive it though is like, oh, that's a pattern. I see a little sign there. That person's doing me wrong. I can't trust them. Instant walls up. And you can imagine how that would affect, many things in your life moving forward. right? And I dealt with this for a long, long time where this trust issue was such a bad thing. I never thought I could trust people ever again. And then I realized that I truly grasped the concept of your outer reality, your outer world is all a projection of what's going on internally. It truly, truly is. And I finally grasped it not too long ago. I finally realized that that was so true because internally, I believe that people are not trustworthy. I believe that people will do you wrong. I believe that even your most, closest people in your life can lie to you and stab you in the back. That's my belief internally. So externally, that's all I was looking for in my reality. And I was getting it over and over again because I was attracting it. Like, come on in, come over here, right? Because that's what I was looking for. That was what I was allowing into my life. Once I made the shift that that's not true, that's one event. People are trustworthy. People are very trustworthy. You can trust people. Um, Everything changed because then I started looking for the good in people. I started looking for the trust in people. I started opening up my heart again. And I started being okay with myself that no matter what happens to me, even if someone does do me wrong again, it doesn't matter. I'm good. So it's all good. And that changed everything for me. But imagine if I lived the rest of my life, which I could have easily, with that belief system. Gosh, I would have never gotten another relationship in my life. I would have never made close friendships with people. I would have never probably hired people to join my team in my coaching program because I wouldn't be able to trust people. So as you can see, everything truly, truly changes when we change, when we do the inner work. So this today, what I really want to get to you here today is that the relationship that you have with yourself, the truth that you're playing in your mind, the story that you're living by is literally everything. Okay? Everything. For example, if you always had a past of having a hard time with your weight and your health, and I talk about weight and health because this is what we specialize in, if you have a story of this, or if you've always dealt with it when you're younger, or maybe even if your mom or dad had health and weight issues growing up and they always hate on themselves, right? They look in the mirror like, I look horrible today, or look at my legs, or look at my body, or like, oh my gosh, I hate the way I look, or I can't eat that, I'm on a diet. If your parents are always projecting that, as a young child, you might not even recognize it, but you're taking all that into yourself. You have what we call mirroring neurons up until the age of 7, where everything in your life is just happening and you're sucking it all in as a sponge. So it's becoming a part of your reality as well. Okay. You aren't born, let's say you're super, super young, you're looking in the mirror and you're crying, you're hating on your body and you're hating on yourself. That's not natural. That's a program that was programmed into you somewhere else. And that could be TV, people around you, family, parents, whatever it may be. Oftentimes, it's the closest people in our lives. And we take this all in and it becomes our reality next. Okay. This is why, for example, okay, because it's kind of like habits. We're talking about the realm of habits and patterns. When you look at people who are obese and struggle with their health, 10% of it is actually genetic. What's the 90%? It's your environment because your environment impacts who you truly are, your habits, your actions, and those get your results. That's what truly matters. Okay, that's what truly, truly matters, not your genetics. Okay, don't even worry about that to an extent. So, this is why it's so important to change the story because if you've always had a history of struggling with your health and your weight loss growing up, or you ever felt like I'm not enough, or I don't deserve this, or I'm not good enough, or you're scared of success of what it'd be like to actually lose weight, this is going to cause you to self-sabotage every single time. Okay, because that's the truth that you're playing by. Weight loss has always been hard to me. I've always hated my body. Well, you probably always will if we believe that. Because that is the truth. Your brain doesn't like to be proven wrong. That is the truth to you. So your brain is literally programmed to find that truth in all areas of your life. Okay? So here's how we reshape this. Here's how we're going to transform the truth and the story that we're playing in our mind. This works for anything. If you had a death in your family, it caused you to become depressed or in a rut, you want to get out of it. This is going to help you shape that. If you're dealing with something in your life that you're so sick and tired of, you're ready to let go of so you can move forward, this is going to help you do that. So the very first step is that you have to find the current program, the current truth that you're living by. This is the hardest part. Okay, because it's so ingrained into us that we believe it's actually true. Okay, and you don't understand though. I've dealt with this my whole life. I've always been this way. Okay, well then let's change that if you don't want to keep it going. Right? Do you really think that people who are not that way, do they think the same way you're thinking? Do they feel the same way you're thinking about themselves? No. So why continue to think and feel that way if you're trying to get to that state of being? Why are you replaying this current program that's keeping you the exact way that you are right now, even though you don't want to be that way? It's not serving you. Telling yourself that weight loss is so hard for me and I can't stay consistent. No matter what I try, I can't lose weight. When you tell yourself that, you're just making it worse for yourself. Okay? So the first step is find your current program, find your current truth that you're playing in your story. Okay? Get clear on it. Number two is question it. Question the thoughts that don't serve you and replace it with a new truth. If you want to learn more about this stuff, guys, David Bayer is the man to check out on YouTube or his podcast. Unbelievable stuff. So, question it. Usually, to replace this, the easiest way to do it is to do a 180. And you will find it feels best to you. Like, for example, Kate and I have always been fat. Okay, well, what is the replacement of that? Kate and I have always been perfectly healthy. Kate and I have always had an amazing body. Whatever sounds or feels right to you. Usually it's a 180. Kate and I have always been depressed and stuck. Kate and I have always been happy and good. I've always been good, right? It will feel right to you. It will feel right to you because you want to get into that higher state. Okay. You can stay in the animalistic state, but that's where fear, doubt, sadness is. That's where disease, everything comes into our lives that we don't want. It's time to elevate, get out of that state. So question it, replace it with a new truth that's going to serve you moving forward. The truth is, Caden, weight loss is actually easy for me. Weight loss is actually easy for me. And you feel that, you believe it, you're going to feel good. And then you know what's going to be crazy though, is that the next step is that you want to find evidence behind that. So let's say the new truth is weight loss is easy for me. Changes in my body come so easily. Now we want to find the evidence behind this new belief system. So what is the evidence behind it? Well, actually, I could lose 1-2 pounds pretty easy if I wanted to. Okay, well, that's pretty easy. Awesome. That's new evidence to reaffirm this new belief. Okay, because now we realize the old story that you're living by, number one, doesn't serve you. But number two, it's only true to you. It's not actually true to the entire world. Right? So now we replace it with a new truth that serves us better, that makes us feel better. Then we find the evidence behind it to build confidence behind this new truth and reality, right? And then next thing you know, we want to stay in that feel-good state. So feel that truth, play it out in your mind. What does that emotional state feel like? Okay? Once you feel that emotional state, grasp it and hold on to it as much as possible. Write down the label. For me, it's what feels whole and complete. What feels whole and complete. The decision factor for me when I got my pet pug, which I delayed this for 17 years, when I finally got my pet pug because I was struggling with delaying things in my life, holding off my dreams and my goals, when I finally took action on that, I was sitting in the shower trying to debate in my mind. And I said, what feels whole and complete, with the pug or without? And instantly in my brain, I didn't even have to think about it. Yes, get Frankie. That's whole and complete. Boom, I put the deposit and I went and picked him up that weekend or like the next, or like within 14 days, whenever he could come home. Best decision ever. So stay in that feel-good state, okay? Because that's what's aligned with who you truly are. Don't logically guess it, sense it. Your body will tell you, okay, what feels right. So the second state, the next piece adding on to that new evidence and staying in that good state is work through the resistance. So you're going to try to feel in this new state of like weight loss comes easy to me, but there's going to be resistance. That resistance is like, weight loss isn't easy to you. This feels uncomfortable. Aren't you scared of losing and maintaining the weight? See, these thoughts that will pop up in this resistance, uncomfortable feeling, you'll know it's resistance because it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel whole and complete. It doesn't feel good. So that's the resistance that you want to work through. And those are just underlying little truths that's going to drag you back to this old program state of being. So you want to chop those off. You want to work through that resistance. And how you do that, I would suggest to you, is watch my old first episode of my podcast, The Dream of Hayward, 3 keys to build your dream body, health, and lifestyle. Something along the lines there. It's on YouTube as well. Watch that, and it will exactly tell you how to work through that programming. But I'm telling you, if you can create this new truth that you live by, imagine how much better your life is going to be. Imagine if you could finally let go of the things that didn't serve you. Here's a pretty touchy example. There's been some clients over the years that I've worked with, and one of the reasons why they show up their weight, and usually this is clients who have, 60, 80, 100 plus pounds to lose. Sometimes, not every time, of course, but sometimes they have this weight as a protective mechanism because maybe they were abused when they were younger, have gone through some traumatic experience where maybe it was against a man or a woman or something like that. And they have this weight to keep them safe and protected to get away from people. That's the truth to them, that these people are bad and I'm not safe. So this weight will keep them away from me. And in a way, it feels comfortable, but it's conflicting because they're not happy in their body. But they're living by this truth because that's the program that they're living by, because that's what they think keeps them safe and secure, right? That's their belief. But as you can see, for us who don't deal with that, it's like, that is not true at all, though. That's not true at all. You're like, you don't have to suffer. That's suffering. We don't need to suffer any longer. But as you can see, that truth is so true for that person. So imagine how that's impacting the rest of their life. Very, very sad. But if they can change that, where they can realize that, hey, this is not actually who I am. That's actually not the truth. The truth is that there is amazing people out there. And that was that one bad experience in my life that I will no longer allow to shape my future. Because what's in the past doesn't even exist anymore. What's actually happening is I'm experiencing the past in my present moment. And then that's creating more and more results moving forward. But that's not actually the reality. That's not actually truth anymore. The truth is, I can lose weight. I deserve to feel amazing and healthy. And the truth is that I see myself as a fit and healthy, thriving being. And then you know what's going to be crazy is that they're going to start thinking different ways of health and being. So again, as you can see, creating a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life all comes down to the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay. And my question for you, why not try to love yourself as much as possible? To give yourself the best of the best of the best of the best. Why not? Why take away that from yourself? Why not give yourself the most fulfilling, happiest life possible? Do you seriously want to let fear and doubt keep you from living such an abundant, amazing life? And again, you're probably listening to this and be like, but Caden, you don't understand. That's not true. That truth that you're playing in your mind is not serving you. It's not going to help you get any better. So why allow it to stay? Change it. We can change it. I promise you we can change it. So why not love yourself as much as possible? That's my challenge for you moving forward today. How can I love myself as much as possible? That doesn't mean I'm going to go grab an ice cream bucket and eat it all because it makes me feel good. There's once a blue moon for that, right? There's once a blue moon for that, of course. But real true love is loving yourself as discipline. Okay, discipline is freedom. Love that quote. Discipline is freedom. And loving yourself as best possible is living by discipline, doing what you need to do, not what you want to do. So that way you're set up for success tomorrow and later on the day so you can feel better and grow. So when this happens, you get healthier, you grow, you remove toxic people from your life, you get a better life overall, and it becomes so natural. It happens so easily. It's so aligned because you're living by your new truth that's actually true and serving you. And this magic that comes from that is unbelievable. So my last thing I'll share with you today is that if you want to have a better relationship with yourself, mind you, I'm still growing with this as well. I'm definitely not perfect with this at all. But if you want a relationship with yourself, a better one, reflect on how to have a better relationship with other people, right? So how do we have a better relationship with our partners and people in our lives? Honesty. We have to be honest in the right way. Communication, proper communication is everything. the way we communicate with ourselves, right? And our partners, teamwork and commitment. Knowing that, hey, we're committed together, we're doing this together. I'm with you together on this. We're a partnership. We got this together. And with that, pushing each other to grow to the potential in levels that we know we can be at because we want the best for each other, right? It's like the saying goes, if you had a son, a child, a daughter, and you want them to live a strong life, are you going to make everything easy for them in their lives? No. You're going to let them go through the challenges so they can get stronger, so they can get that life experience. You're not going to hold them in a bubble because then when one day you got to let them go, they're not going to be set up for success. They're going to struggle. So you want to push each other outside of the comfort zone so they can grow, so we can grow and get better together. Next piece is accountability, reflection, right? Keeping each other on track, positive energy back and forth. When one's low, the other one's got to lift them up. And when the other one's low, the other one's got to lift them up. Bring each other forward, be each other's rocks. I'm so thankful for my girlfriend because that's exactly how she is with me. She's my rock. She pushes me. She believes in me so much. She's an angel. So do this with yourself and watch how everything changes in your life. It will transform everything for you. I promise that. All right, guys, that is the program for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, if you got anything out of this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, a review, whatever to help this grow a bigger impact. So that way more people are going to see this, the more views we get, more people can see this. And this is all because I want to help people. I want you guys to feel absolutely at your best and become your best selves. I really, really do hope this helped you get there. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next program. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing, amazing day.